Greetings, YouTube. Welcome back to the channel. It is quite fitting that in the same time span, the same week, that Kabam announced that Juggernaut was getting a buff to make him more of the terror we think of from the X-Men universe. Mr. Ham, literally rework concept by Ham, has been waiting to submit this apparently to the channel as his reworked way to make Juggernaut God tier. Now, I didn't say beyond God tier. I didn't say as good as Doctor Doom or Black Widow, Clairvoyant or Tiger or Diablo. List goes on and on. I'm just saying somebody that, like, you get excited to use. Now, of course, it's a catch-22, where every time somebody like Juggernaut gets better, it's also more frustrating to fight him, especially in early content. And I remember there being a lot of tough Juggernaut fights and bosses in early acts. So, take that for what it is. Also, keep in mind that when it comes to Kabam's actual buffs, especially this year, we have absolutely no reasonable expectation for great work. OG Storm seems to be the lone exception in that regard. So, just a bit of fun before we get to see the real abilities, he writes. He's got the Juggernaut bio, bitter man with a big chip on his shoulder, story could have ended harmlessly, then disaster struck. Keep in mind, he put so much time into this. I don't want to make the video longer than it has to be, but I still think it's important to note. He even put the description in. Character class Mystic, base abilities, Unstoppable, Purify, Fury, and Stun immunity. Whew! Juggernaut was always a force to be reckoned with. This immovable object is fully unstoppable while moving, gaining more attack as well as stun immunity. Even slow champs will find the Juggernaut a scary opponent, as a new Purify mechanic on his special 1 will remove their measly debuffs right off of him. That sounds terrifying on defense. Strengths, Unstoppable. Well, duh, you already knew this was going in. I love the sass in this character bio. Purify. The new Purify mechanic gives Juggernaut a huge advantage on defense, as well as an avenue to cleanse one of each debuff on himself on offense as well. Yeah, that sounds like a headache and a half. Which is the point, right? Stun immunity. The way Juggernaut's new Unstoppable works makes it very easy to access on demand, meaning you will also have access to the stun immunity whenever you please. Boy, I gotta tell you, maybe I'm the only person, but I'm not afraid to say this. I hate fighting Hercules once he becomes stun immune. I just don't like it. At least his specials aren't projectiles, but the fight just keeps going and going, which I guess is the reason why he's such an effective defender in like Battlegrounds, where every second counts. Weaknesses Nullify, obviously. Juggernaut's Furies and Unstoppable count as buffs, meaning that if an opponent can nullify these, he is going to have a bad time. Abilities Passive. The Cytoric, sorry if I butchered that, grants Juggernaut 844.6 armor rating, as well as an indefinite Unstoppable buff. By the way, this is based on the rank 5, 65 5-star, so the 6-star stats would be much better, at least in the rank 3, rank 4 categories. When fighting as a defender, Juggernaut is more likely to use heavy attacks. Well, if it's just the uppercut, that's not that big of a deal, but who knows, maybe they'll give him some new animations, you never know. I doubt it, though. Didn't they ask for new Juggernaut animations on the forums, and they couldn't confirm that? Juggernaut is stun immune, and his attacks gain plus 2,056.74 attack rating. It was this simple to increase his attack, but we need more, so just you wait on the 2,056.74 attack rating. Heavy attacks. Place a stagger on the opponent for 15 seconds, preventing the opponent's next buff gained. I didn't know what to add here, so I just pulled the Kabam and increased the duration of the stagger a bit. It's a little shade at Kabam, but I love it. Special 1, Juggernaut purifies one of each non-damaging debuff on him. If a slow debuff is purified, he gains slow immunity for 5 seconds. If Juggernaut is unstoppable during this attack, this Purify expands to including damaging debuffs as well. Note, Juggernaut now puts fear into champions that even try to slow him down. Put a slow debuff on him now, and you will regret it. Special 2. Each hit inflicts a Rupture debuff, dealing 3,783.2 physical damage over 10 seconds. If Juggernaut is unstoppable during this attack, gain a Fury buff, granting 4,876.8 attack rating over 16 seconds. Note, no clue if the Rupture damage is too much from this special attack, but let's just pray that it isn't. Well, Kabam wouldn't scale down good special damage. Oh, wait, they do all the time? Never mind. Special 3, inflict the opponent with an armor break debuff, reducing the opponent's armor rating by 2,468.7 for 40 seconds. While this armor break is active, Juggernaut's combat power rate is increased by 25%. And then signature ability on the Juggernaut. B. The power of the Cytoric greatly enhances Juggernaut, granting unstoppable attacks a 10 to 50% chance of being unblockable. Wow. Just imagine he's charging at you and he's unblockable and he's unstoppable. And you don't have a Mystic Champ to nullify it. What do you do besides pray? This unblockable will fail to trigger if the opponent performs a well-timed block. Oh. Okay, so parry helps. That's kind of a cool little tweak. Additionally, Juggernaut gains protection while unstoppable, reducing damage from all sources by 30%. Fear not, dear ability reader. You can perform well-timed blocks and bait him into using a heavy attack to gain openings. Is he still going to be an absolute nightmare on defense? You bet. Synergy bonuses with Kitty Pryde. Don't know who I am. Juggernaut gains a Fury buff when Juggernaut misses an attack, increasing attack by 30%. Kitty Pryde, he says, I refuse to add something. Again, interesting sass. Juggernaut Unstoppable and Fury buffs become passive. When Unstoppable class is immune to an effect, gain Unstoppable buff, lasting 2.5 seconds. Enemies, 155 critical rating. Hulk, Colossus, Doctor Strange, and Professor X. And then updated synergy. While Unstoppable Juggernaut also gains an armor up buff. I must say, so much impressive time is put into these, and I just have so much respect for everybody who writes up character and concept reworks. Hopefully, we will give Juggernaut the redemption that he deserves. In the meantime, I appreciate Ham's details on this, and it's an honor to feature this rework on my channel.